We use Autopart Online, and we've been using that from day one. It's hugely critical to our business, and when we're planning a new site, it's the very first phone call we make, the very first area we look into. We've got an excellent relationship with my sales contact in MAM, and it's always the first phone call. This is the area we're looking at. This is the potential postcode for the site. What's the connectivity like? What's the timescales for getting Autopart Online up and running? Because in reality, if there's any delays, we can't open until that system is live. It is that critical to our business that we wouldn't dare open without the system being live. So it's the most critical part of the whole plan, really. It's all about speed. Autopart Online allows us to operate so quickly. For instance, a salesperson can answer a phone call, take the registration off the customer, look up the parts, create the invoice. The invoice comes out in the warehouse. The delivery driver picks the goods, and the goods are departed with the van driver. And from the point of that phone call, the parts are usually booked out within a minute. The warehouse have seen the parts within another minute, and the parts could be on the road within 15-20 minutes by the time they're picked, and the next driver comes back and takes them out. It is that speed, and it's the speed that allows the salesperson to move on to the next sale and the next sale and the next sale without any headaches, without any slow processes, any delays on the system, on the software. It's seamless, and that's what it allows us to do. Software that allows us to say, yeah, 100%, we're happy with that, and that's what gives us the speed. Because so for 95% of the sales, we don't need to look on the dealer software. If we were less confident in a system and we had to refer to the dealer software for every single part or every single registration we looked up, we'd be making a quarter of the sales we actually do. So we need that confidence to be able to quickly move on to sale after sale after sale. If you're looking up a service kit, for instance, it's 4 separate filters. You can't be getting the genuine numbers for 4 filters. You have to trust the software, and that allows you to produce a service kit within a minute of looking up the parts. The catalogue system ties in with the point of sale system. The point of sale system then ties in with the ledger system, so it provides all elements of what we needed to do it. It allows us to control our debts. It allows us to use essential management information to check out how we're performing any given day. The reporting is so extensive. There's not a single report that I've imagined that system doesn't hold. And if there is anything that is not already built into the system, a simple phone call, we can have that built. So it's literally all data that's in that system can be manipulated via the reports to give you the information that you actually need at the click of a finger. We use a system called Automotive Automation, which is a relatively new system, and there's an app for mobile phone, but there's also a desktop login access as well. And where that is quite unique is it gives us the information in real time. It's linked into our software system, and literally the minute we produce a sale, the figures come up, the reporting comes up on the app. So it allows us to, really speaking, scrutinise that data and work out where our sales are coming from, what product groups they're coming from, if there's anything a particular customer's buying product groups which they might be buying or might not be buying. Where it becomes particularly useful is the sales reps all have access to the app as well, and before they visit a garage they can click on the app, drill down into the information, locate the customer, have a look how his spend is going that week, that month, that year, what the margin is like, what products they're buying, what they're not, and then they can go in and visit that customer pre-armed with all the data they need and to the minute data. So if a customer said, I bought something off you this morning, well yeah, the app tells them that and they can confirm that. It's right up to the minute data, and that's what we need to be able to make the management decisions. So we use a system called Driver's Board, and as soon as an invoice is generated, it goes to the warehouse for picking, but it also goes into the Driver's Board system, so it can be allocated to a driver and a set run. What that allows us to do then is ensure that no invoices and no deliveries are missed, and then keep track of in effect the drivers and what runs they're on, because the average is a driver takes out 6 or 7 deliveries to 6 or 7 different garages on one run, so you can lose sight of where that driver is. But because it's integrated with our sales system, then if a customer phones up chasing their parts, we can have a look at the invoice, we can see what driver is taking it, what time they left the building, how many other deliveries they had on. So we without using tracking system, we can pretty much gauge that that driver is only 5 or 10 minutes away from that garage because we know exactly what driver's taking it. It also gives us more accountability in effect, because we can print off the driver's sheet and the drivers can take that sheet with all the deliveries and all the invoices on it, get signatures at point of sale, and it allows us to close the loop then on the sales process. Well, in effect, in this side, we've got £2.5 million worth of stock. That is all built into our software system. We can see that at a touch of a button. We also then have stock in the other Titan sites. Each of the Titan sites can see each other's stock on the system, and it provides a nice network where they can support each other, and they all have visibility over each other's stock and instant access to it. The major costs it allows us to save on is personnel. Without such a user-friendly and fast piece of kit, we would need more sales staff. We would need more drivers if we can organise the drivers onto the set runs as quickly as possible. So your biggest overhead is always wages, and that allows us to, in effect, cut back on the amount of personnel we need to run any given site, and that then ultimately makes us more profitable.